Okay, good morning and welcome to Mishna Yomi. Today we're learning Sheviis, Perek Daled, Mishnayos Zayin and Ches. Today we'll be talking about a new topic, about if you didn't know this, if fruit was grown, not Be'isr, if it was grown ahead there, it grew by itself, you're allowed to eat it during Shemitah year. There's no problem eating food during the Shemitah year. You're allowed to, if you go to the grocery over here, there's a lot of Shemitah food, you're allowed to eat it. There's certain halachas. You're not allowed to destroy it. You're not allowed to throw it in the garbage. You can't muvaz it. We're going to learn about today about starting to eat Sheviis fruits. There, you are allowed to eat it, right? You're not allowed to grow it, but you're allowed to eat it. So the Gemara says, "Zayin meimasai oakland peros ha'ilan b'Shvius." Also, there's a din of hefker. You have to eventually let it free for anyone to have it if it's growing in your field. That's a different halacha. Meimasai oakland peros ha'ilan b'Shvius. At what point now? The Rav Bartunah points out that there's a drasha. It says la'achla. Shemitah fruit is supposed to be la'achla. The Mar Darshans and Mesach Sukkah v'lo lahefsed. You can't destroy it. You can't destroy peros Sheviis. So part of the Isser of peros, if it's not ripe, if the fruit is not ripe to eat, and you eat it before it's ripe, that's not considered a useful thing for peros Sheviis. You're destroying it. It's not called achila. It's called hefsed. When is the point that it's considered roy la'achila? You could eat it. Hapagim mishias richu. Pagim are unripe figs, mishias richu, when they start to get a little red, that is a point where people eat it, but not in as a meal. They would eat it as something, maybe a snack. We'll get into that in Machlokas and Iyon Mishnah, Machlokas in the Rambam and the Rav. Ochel behem pito basad. At that point, you could start eating it, but only in the field. You can't bring it into your house. You can eat it with your bread in the field because you're probably using it to supplement your bread, a lefes, malafes, a relish, something to supplement your bread. Only in the field. The Rav explains, it's based on the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says two psukim. One pasuk says all your tuah should be for eating on Shemitah. One pasuk suggests that you're bringing the tuah into your house. One pasuk suggests that you're eating it in the field. When it's a little ripe, then you can eat it in the field. When it's completely ripe, you bring it to your house. Bichalu, like the Mishnah continues, Bichalu comes to bezo. If it becomes completely ripe, right, it's normal to eat it then you can bring it to your house and eat it in your house. And similarly, when it comes to the status of fully ripe, Bichalu, this is the way the Rav, Bartunah learns, actually the Sheviis Yisrael learns, then it's chayav and meiser. It's chayav and meiser. At that point, it's fully ripe. That makes it as the time when it's called chayav and meiser. Fruits usually we'll discuss in Mesachas Meiser what different times when fruits become roy, chayav and meiser. Usually, shumas and meiser are chayav, the emergence of the fruit, but them different things have different times when they become chayav and shumas and meiser. And the nafkamina is which year you group it in. Do you group it in? Is it before Rosh Hashanah or after Rosh Hashanah? And which you group it with last year's crop or this year's crop, and taking off chumas and maestros. Chet, same thing we're going to say by grapes in Mishnah. Ches haposer, which is young, unripe grapes, mishahevi mayim. They have to have liquid inside. Once they have liquid inside, you can already ochel bochito basada. You could eat it in the field, accompanying your bread. You can't bring it to your house. Hivish, once it reaches fully ripe grapes, and the Rav explains that we're talking about where you can see the pit inside the grapes. Yes, grapes. Most grapes do have pits inside them. Base, so then it's fully ripe. You can see it. It's clear. You're talking about in the green or the purple grapes. And similarly, when it reaches this fully ripe stage, then it's chayav and shumas and maestros. At that point, it becomes chayav and shumas and maestros. Decide which year it's grouped in shumas and maestros. Stay tuned for Ina Mishnah, where we're going to discuss the machlokas in the Rav and the Rambam about where Zayin Mishnah halacha Zayin and Ches, Mishnah Zayin and Ches, the source of the Rambam is a different source, and basically has a different ending to the Mishnah. You want to hear this? Stay tuned. Coming up right now.